Hey, what are you barking at? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Red Shirt Video. My name's Keith. Fall is here. I know for a lot of you in the Northeast, I guess you're already getting snow, but we're just maybe a week or two into getting really solid colors. The property still has a lot of green on it. Place out at the lake, a lot of the autumn colors are coming out there. It looks really nice. Hey, little Frank, what are you doing? So yesterday, I came out here and I did a few odds and ends around the barn. And I also worked inside here. I'll show you a little bit of what I did. Mostly I was cleaning and picking up tools and rearranging stuff so that get ready for what's going on today. I also have this fence that's around the property that was put up about 30 or 40 years ago, and it's in really sad shape. When they put it up, they used landscape timbers, and those things have been at the end of their life cycle for several years now. And most, if not all of them, are starting to fall and give up the ghost. And so what I've been doing is yesterday I got out here for a couple hours just on the front fence and started working on that and putting in T-posts up next to those landscape timbers, and then using some wire and anchoring to it, trying to sturdy the fence up. I don't have the time or the money or the inclination to be replacing a fence around this property right now. Anyway, that's what I did today. And come on in here and I'll show you a little bit about what happened yesterday with the cabin or the tiny house. And I'll explain what's going to happen today. You ready to go inside for a second, little Frank? All right, we're coming in. There's the bathroom, there's the bedroom. This will be the kitchen on the left. And then welcome to the living room. When I started putting this tiny house together, one of the first things I did is I started putting down an extra layer of subfloor, and I used solid plywood, 3/4 inch, in what will be the kitchen here, because I wanted to make sure it was a good sturdy product. But I had a bunch of this strand board, wafer board, and that's what I've been using in the rest of the house. And it will have a vinyl plank flooring down over that. But because I knew there'd be a lot of traffic up here in the doorway, I didn't put that sheet down yet. And because I had the cedar stacked over here, I haven't done that yet either. So today, what I hope to get done is I'm going to start planing this. Hopefully I could get it done. I don't know. But when I get that area emptied, then I'll put down the rest of the flooring. And then I will turn my attention up here. I bought some plastic. I'm going to put plastic on the ceiling, and then that cedar will be going up there. So that's what's in store for today. We're going to be cleaning the cedar. This is seconds, so there's some rough edges on it. There are some knot holes. There's some graying or staining you'll see on there. I'm going to run it through a planer and see if I can clean up some of that. And some of that will just be character on the ceiling. So that's what's going to happen. Well, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I was just about to bring the generator over here and the planer so I could start work. And I couldn't find this propane hose. This generator, I only run it on propane. Helps me keep the carburetor clean and make sure it's going to start up next winter. I'm sorry, next spring, I guess. Make sure the gas will make it through the winter. I don't want the gas clogging up the carburetor and gelling and getting dirty and stuff. So I just run it on propane. Anyway, I couldn't find this, and boy, everything was about to halt. Power on. Okay, that is on eco mode. So it's powerful enough it can run this in economy mode. So here I'm having problems with the microphone because these machines are really loud, so I'm just going to do a voiceover. Each one of these boards has a good side and a bad side, and this particular board, the bad side is really bad. But I'm going to be inspecting each board and finding the best side and then planing that side to bring out the best in the wood. So here at the initial setup of the planer, I'm having trouble getting the blade set to the right depth to cut properly. So I'm going to take about 3 or 4 passes here and keep lowering that blade till I can get it set properly. And then hopefully I can just plane these boards once, which is not very realistic. A lot of the boards I end up planing 2 and 3 times, but got to achieve the desired result. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. Got a little bit of damage up here. I might could use a sander and get that off. So here you can see I had to stop and put my face mask on, and my earmuffs got to be a little too much. This thing is really loud after a while. It hurts your ears. I think you can see here how nice and smooth these boards come out. And this one is only taking 1 pass. I'm trying to sort these boards as they come out based on quality and the usability of each board. So this is what I'm left with. Smoother, cleaner boards. Some of these have a lot of pink in them. There's maybe half a dozen that are real pink. So there's 80 boards here that are pretty good shape. I may have to cut off a little bit of an end, but that's probably going to happen anyway when I'm measuring for my rafters. And then these are, I can use half or 2/3 of most of them, or cut them up and use all of them. And then these I'll just be able to get sections out of. But yeah, today is first real day I've got any work done on the tiny house in a long time. I was able to get all those boards planed. And I got that piece of flooring down yesterday. And I'm going to get this one down. There's going to be 2 small pieces over here to my right. Okay, I'll give y'all one more look. I got 110 cedar boards. There are 2 stacks of the best of them. It's about 80 right there. And then that is maybe 10 or so. That is probably the worst. And then over here is another dozen or so that are usable, but not quite as good as the best. Anyway, so I got one more thing I want to show you. Yeah, I bought that about a year ago. I thought I was going to be building a tiny house from scratch. And I thought one of those would be handy to have. And so I ended up buying that. It's not tall enough for a lot of people's needs. But actually, if I stand on that top step, I can reach the ceiling pretty good. So that setup right there ought to work. And I can have a little more of a platform. And I can also use ladders, or I can put that up on the top level if I need to, but I just don't think I'll need to. Anyway, I think we're going to be leaving. So next time you see the tiny house, we'll be getting some work done inside, I hope. Got the truck all loaded up. There's my pile of cedar. That doesn't look like as big as it is, but that's probably about 3 or 4 feet in diameter and a couple of feet high. So it's a lot of cedar. I wish I knew somebody needed some, but anyway. Look at that green side. You think that guy's been injured or something? Look at that. Hey, buddy.